Good morning from Bali, everyone. It's Sunny Feminine from PartHealthBrainHealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would talk about Christmas. Merry Christmas to those who are celebrating. And Christmas in North America, and certainly Europe too, is quite focused on. It's a celebration that so many people participate in. And of course, these are Christian or Catholic focused countries. And it's very interesting to me that even though I'm not Christian or Catholic, I really do believe in Jesus, and I do believe whether we were to call him Son of God or an avatar or a saint, doesn't matter in terms of the term, but I do feel that he had an important role in our lives and our world, and as important as any other religion, saints or sages, or even the same as the divinity within each of us. And today I thought I would just make a quick video about reminding us that in spirituality we think of this energy that is flowing through each of us. And from what I can see, every single religion, every single spiritual tradition also talks about the exact same thing, that nothing is different in me than what's in you. And these are words that Jesus did say. And today I came across a few quotations that I thought would also help you remember this about yourself, because Christmas is a fantastic day to do this, but every day is the day to do this. And if we can remind ourselves about this every day, it's not just speaking the words, it's not reading a holy book, it's not about thinking about it, it's about actually acting from that space of that higher consciousness of love and divinity that flows through each of us. So the first quotation I wanted to share with you is by actually the Brahma Kumaris, and I love this. It says, "Spirituality is a journey of remembering the divinity that lies within each of us." Simple, simple, exactly what I was just saying. And again, remember, this is something that is discussed and written about and talked about in so many traditions, and yet to live it is a whole different awareness and experience and blessing for ourselves and the world around us. And you will know whether you are based on how you think about others. Oftentimes it's not how you think of yourself as, oh, I'm divine, and that would be ego. But if I recognize that every person that we've met, that we've been truly inspired by or really touched by, and whether people think of Jesus at the time of Christmas, or whether we think of a parental influence in our lives, whether we think of a really great friend, doesn't matter, whether we think of our dog, because I can tell you my dog Caesar is certainly some energy that came into my life that inspired me to be a better me. And I think this is the journey. This is what we can understand can come through each of us. And if we're paying attention, things really do impact us in a really positive way. And we have so much to be grateful for all of these energies that we can see are influencing us to be better. So the next quotation I came across is by Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar. And it says, "Remembering that all the divine gods and goddesses reside within you is to be in a truly meditative state." Remembering that all the divine gods and goddesses reside within you is to be in a truly meditative state. Now, can you imagine? We think about all of these energies of gods and goddesses, and again, if you think of Jesus as God, if you think of this divinity coming through you, we can become very humble. We can very much get into a meditative space of understanding this is flowing through me. This is a meditation in itself. Now, as this flows through me, what flows through me in terms of my thoughts, words, and actions towards others, because it matters. Now, if I bring out judgment of I don't like that person, or I don't agree with that, or that's not stuff I believe in, that's what's flowing from us. And that energy, it decreases the spiritual and soul energy of ourselves, and it decreases that of the world around us. And if we look around, we can see that that can happen very easily. And when we see or notice that ego energies are rising more, so things like greed and competition and lust and desire and anger and frustration and sadness and sorrow and all of those things that are very human and very real and very apparent for us to look at, to think about, speak about, and then act from, we don't stop ourselves unless we are thinking of the divinity within us, because the divinity within us brings out our love, our compassion, our kindness, our integrity, our genuineness, our compassion towards ourselves and others. And recognizing that if we're holding on to any of the human level experiences or possibilities, we're actually not bringing out the best of ourselves for ourselves and the world around us. And I speak a lot about energy work, and it is an energy that we can choose to put into the world consciously. And this is what I would encourage for all of us. And I hope we realize today that on Christmas, it doesn't matter. It's one more day to think about the divinity within us. But thankfully, there are countries that spend so much time and energy focusing on this. And it's that whether we think of prayer, we think of meditation, it's that true union with that divinity within us that flows then from us, and really feeling it. It's not just to talk about it, it's just not to say pretty words, it's to really feel it and really act from that loving space of the heart. And so what would that take? That takes a little bit of peace within our own minds. And usually our minds are quite busy with things I have to do, things I have to go to, people I have to speak to. Even at Christmas time, I do know that in Canada, at least my experience, malls got busier and busier, roads got busier and busier, people got busier and busier, myself included, in terms of I've got to get here, I've got to get here, I've got to get this, I've got to get that, I've got to make this meal, And the love and compassion that is really the highest attention we can give to ourselves or to anything around us was often getting lost in this busyness of doing. And I see this in Bali here too. I feel that there's so much busyness. There's so much people looking around, oh, I got to do that, or I got to do this, that even when people are sitting right beside me, they could be looking at their cell phones, or they could be thinking about the next thing and then just suddenly walk away. They don't even say, I'll see you in 5 minutes, or I'll see you in a minute, or I just got to go here. There's no proper communication about this. And some do this, don't get me wrong, it's not that everyone is like this, but I just see that if we look at it on the collective, much more likely to just say, oh yeah, I'll be right back, and I'm thinking it, but I'm not speaking it. And so whoever I'm sitting with is just there. And this takes for granted the divinity within each other person. And maybe we can understand that if I want to honor the divinity within myself, I need to honor the divinity in someone else too. So if someone is spending their time with me, let me give full attention, because there is divinity within that person. Now, there are some people that we really don't enjoy spending time with, and it doesn't feel very divine. It feels like I can't wait till this conversation is over, or this energy is really tense, so I want to move out of this. And that's a good awareness that if something is not fueling the best in us, then it is something that is worth pulling away from kindly. And yet, if there's something that even without words just lifts us and makes us feel really comfortable, makes us feel really peaceful, we have to actually have a space to receive that energy, to understand it, and then use it for ourselves in this way. So today I thought I'd finish with this final quotation, which will tell you a little bit, not only about my experience in Bali, but you know that I do meditate a lot, and I do find that the more I do, the more I feel like having that energy is part of me in every moment. And that takes a little bit of space to create in our own minds, because our minds take up a lot of energy. And if we can do this consciously, it's really a blessing for ourselves and the world we live in. So this is a quotation by A.R. Rahman, and it says, "Your inner voice is the voice of divinity. To hear it, we need to be in solitude, even in crowded places." And this is why I feel that let me read this one more time to you so you fully understand it as I feel I'm understanding. This mind is understanding, at least. It says, "Your inner voice is the voice of divinity. To hear it, we need to be in solitude, even in crowded places." So can I be in a crowd here? Bali is quite popular. It's populated. It's got quite a population. It's got quite a number of people. And of course, there's a very, very busy street just down the street here. And if I'm there, I see how busy it is. And yet I can be in my space of central solitude, of understanding that this is this energy moving through this crowded space. And then, of course, when I pull away from the actual physical crowdedness, I'm in my solitude of this space of divinity, even within a crowded place. And guess what I did in Ontario? Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. And this is what I want to make sure that you know, that it's not a place, it's not a location. It is an intention. It is a way of living. And I hope that you might try to implement this in your life. You would think, well, that sounds kind of boring. Don't I want to be like kind of excited by all the excitement around me? The concern with being excited with all the excitement around us is then we need that for stimulation. And surprisingly, we can be quite excited about all that's within us, even within that space of the space of peace, which is this space that is also quite joyful. And this is the season for peace, love, and joy. And of course, every day is a season for peace, love, and joy. Today, let Christmas time remind us of this, and let us remember that we carry this with us, and we can share it when we're consciously applying it to our practice in whatever we're doing. I wish you a fabulous day ahead. Merry Christmas again, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Remember that transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.